ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் ஃபைனலி லகேஜ் பேக் ஆயிடுச்சு. வி கோயிங் ஃபார் எங்கன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போது கக்கேட்டி சிக்னாகி போகிறோம். வைன்லாம் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறது அந்த இடம் நல்லா டெஸ்ட் பண்ணலாம், பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஸோ இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கார் ரெடி ஆயிடுச்சு, ஸ்டார்ட்டில் இருக்குது தான். அண்ட் வி கோனா ஸ்டார்ட் நவ். ஸோ see you guys on the way. ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு see you soon. ஓகே, போகும்போது ரைட் காமிக்கிறேன். Take care, bye-bye. Hello friends, on the way to Kakheti from the Qvevri. பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இங்கே போட் ராஃப்டிங் பண்ணுறாங்க. எவ்வளோ காஸ்ட்டுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் அரௌண்ட் 300 lari ஃபார் அ பர்சன். ஸோ அவர்கிட்ட ஹெல்மெட்டு அப்புறம் எல்லாமே இருக்குது. அவர் இங்கேருந்து ஒரு 20 மீட்டர்ஸ் ஒரு கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 2 கிலோமீட்டருக்குள்ளே கூப்பிட்டு போயிட்டு அப்புறம் ரிட்டர்ன் இங்கே விட்டுருவாரு. ஸோ அதே மாதிரி நம்ம காருக்கு போயிடலாம். அதே மாதிரி ஹார்ஸ் ரைடும் இருக்குது. லைக் நம்ம அந்த தண்ணியில் வந்து தொட்டுவோம், ஹார்ஸ் ரைடு அதுவும் இருக்குது. அது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 150 lari சொல்கிறாங்க. பட் நம்ம இவ்வளோ கோல்டில் வந்து இந்த ராஃப்டிங் எல்லாம் பண்ணியிருக்க முடியாது, பயங்கர கோல்டு. ஸோ மோஸ்ட் ப்ராபப்லி நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் வில் ட்ரை அவர் பெஸ்ட். தேங்க்யூ கைஸ், see you soon. ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ஃபைனலி வைன் கக்கேட்டிக்கு வந்திருக்கோம். ஸோ see how the wine get brewery அண்ட் எப்படி வைன் பண்ணுறாங்க அப்படின்னு. ஸோ வண்டர்ஃபுல் பிளேஸ். பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், இங்கே அந்த வைன் பாட்டில்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து கிறிஸ்மஸ் ட்ரீ மாதிரி பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்காங்க, தெரியுதா? ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி. ஸோ இந்த பக்கம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சேம் கிறிஸ்மஸ் ட்ரீ. இப்போ வந்து இந்தியாவில் பார்த்துக்கிறேன், நிஜமான கிறிஸ்மஸ் ட்ரீ நான் இங்கே தான் பார்க்குறேன். நான் நிறைய இடத்துல பார்த்தேன் நான். ஸோ குட். அண்ட் அப்படியே உள்ளே போகணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் கக்கேட்டி வைனுக்கு. அந்த பக்கம் ப்ளேஸ் இருக்குது, பட் இந்த பக்கம் போய் செக் பண்ணலாம் எப்படி ரூல்ஸ் ரெகுலேஷன்ஸ்லாம் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. இது தான் கக்கேட்டி வைனு ஸ்டோர். பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இங்கே இருக்குது. ஓ நைஸ். லாக் பண்ணிட்டு
который готовится в этой печке. Нет, не совсем грузинская.
Friends, wine tasting first சாரா ட்ரை பண்ணோமா?
Это, ну,
எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா இது எப்படி வரும் அப்படின்ட்டு.
Georgian это уже грузинская. Это грузинская, да. И да, Georgian это цветочек, вырежем дерево, потом режем, маринуем соленой рыбой. И получается грузинский каперс. Даже можно сказать так. По вкусу по каперс, да. Вот, пожалуйста. My friend, please try some snacks as well.
Yeah.
Right here we have marinated cabbage. Так, друзья, повторим.
अच्छा ट्राई करना सुपर है.
Хотите повторить? Наоборот.
உள்ள போகிறோம், வேற மாதிரி வாங்கி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவோம், அதே நம்ம கேட்டுக்கலாம். சூப்பராக இருக்கும்.
So, my friends, you say right here. You're gonna have tasting in English.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yes. So, have you ever tried some Georgian wines before?
No.
No. No. And where are you from?
I'm from Argentina, so
Argentina.
Yeah, I know.
I know. We're gonna try 8 good wines. We're gonna start from white red wine, and we're gonna finish the red semi-sweet. So we're gonna try all 4 yeast that we have actually currently in Georgia. Mainly at the end, we're gonna try some sparkling. If you want, not at all. Sparkling means like a champagne or something. Yes. So, basically, the first one they're gonna try is gonna be Kakheti. Kakheti is the soft grapes and name of the wine as well. This one is considered to be the lightest, the softest white red wine that you can try. This one is even called, in Georgian language, Georgian water. Because this one is usually drunk at the parties. So like 3.5, 4 liters per person. And the good thing is that it's really light and it will not cause you any hangover on the next morning. So that's why people usually drink this one, for example. So I think it depends on you. If you're gonna drink more than 2 liters, maybe yes. So let's try it. This is really light, yes.
That's it's Georgian water.
Yeah, that's Georgian water, yeah. Especially after some cha-cha. Yeah, this is like water. So,
Besides it's soft, it has
12% of alcohol. Okay, yes. So first one was Kakheti. And if you didn't know, there are 3 main wine mix techniques that we have in Georgia. First one is a stainless steel jar. Maybe you've seen just like huge steel jars standing in the factories, stuff like that. The second technology is the French oak barrel. Have you seen oak barrels? Yeah, and the third one, we have it right here, is the Georgian technology, the Qvevri, the clay pot, which is right now recognized as the oldest winemaking technology in the whole world. There was some expeditions. Do you know UNESCO? UNESCO, that's the largest organization. UNESCO, yes. So they had an expedition right here on the Kakheti border. So not far from here, it's like 70 kilometers or like 60 kilometers from here. And they found the oldest leftovers of the winemaking culture. So they found this technology, clay pot, the wine on the clay pot, so alcohol on the clay pot, actually not the wine anymore. And they were actually in the necessary tools for the winemaking, the wooden ones. And they were dated as 6,000 years BC, the technology itself. So winemaking culture right now in Georgia is 8,000 years old. And right now we're considered as the oldest winemaking country. For you to be basically, for you to be easily to imagine, right? A few thousand years ago, let's imagine 8,000 years ago, when people in Egypt were building the pyramids, Georgians were getting drunk. So we always get our stories straight, you know? We're looking at the Egyptians, so right now, the first wine that you tried, it was Kakheti, made in a stainless steel jar in a European technology. That's why it's so much light. The wines made in a European technology, they're always light. And right now we're gonna try the wine which was made in a Georgian technology. So right here, the same exact sort of grapes. Both of them are Kakheti. Just different technologies and different type of period. So this one was made in only 6 months. This one was made in 2 years. So 24 months, actually. So let's try. This one is heavy white red wine.
heavy or this one is softer?
This one is soft. This one is heavy.
Okay.
Yes.
Extremes?
Yeah. So we actually love the wines which are bitter, like when the wine is tight to your tongue or something. You know when it's heavy. But the white ones. So this is the type of the wine which would be Georgia's favorite wine. Actually, like 99% of people would prefer to drink this instead of any other wine which we have right here. Actually. So let's try this one first. Semi-dry, semi-sweet, dessert wines, sparkling wines. What's the difference? Difference is in the percentage of the sugar. Not the artificial sugar level, so we don't add any sugar. The natural level of the sugars which are in the grapes, so the fructose. Dry wines, they contain almost 0% of the sugar. So that's why they're called dry. So no sugar. Semi-sweet wines, they contain a lot more. Semi-sweet wines, they can go up to like 8% in the sugar levels. Depends on the grape variety as well. So dry wines, it means it's really dry, it doesn't have any sugar. Yes. So please, that's why people hangover. But if you're drinking a semi-sweet wine, so the sugar causes dehydration, dehydration causes headaches, headaches is a hangover. So that's why people love to drink dry wines more if they're having a party or something. But if you want to enjoy the wine,
It's not very.
it's okay. It's a bit better than, so heavier than all the white semi-sweet white dry wines.
Very good. So this is considered a white wine here.
Yes, this is considered as a white wine.
Okay.
In Georgian language, so for you to not get confused, in Georgian language, we call it wine. Because we are simple people. If wine is made from the greens of the grapes, this is white wine. Made with red, it's a red wine.
Okay.
So, but in any other country, you would call this wine orange wine. This one, first one was amber, the second one is orange wine. And there is a white wine as well. This is, for example, white wine. You see, transparent color that it has. So, what's the difference, right? All three of them are made the juice of the grapes, but what's the difference? If you're making the wine with all the juice of the grapes and maybe the green skins of the grapes, you're gonna make a transparent, white, traditional European wine. But if you're making it, so if you put the skins of the grapes with the juice, you're gonna make an amber wine right here. But if you're gonna put skins plus juice and plus the stems of the grapes and plus the seeds, so everything together, you're gonna make an orange wine. That's it. So, how's this one?
It's quite okay.
It's
Yeah,
quite
it's
okay.
good. Yeah.
I feel like dry. I don't know when I finish.
Yes.
Yeah. The next one that we're gonna try, for example, is gonna be this one. So it's gonna be
White wine.
white semi-sweet. So white semi-sweets are usually a little bit more rare than the dry wines, because for you to make a semi-sweet wine, you need really sweet salted grapes, right? And green salted grapes, they're not sweet. Usually. In some specific areas, they get sweet. For example, this one. This one is a market region of Qvevri, is the name of this wine. One second, I'm gonna show you the label as well. This juice, this drinks like a juice, by the way.
Okay.
You cannot feel any alcohol in this one. That's what they feel. But what's written on this bottle, what sommeliers actually feel when they're trying this one, it's like peaches, like berries, sometimes the berries, so like the fruits.
Yeah.
Like they're among the fruits, that's what they say. For me, no, I'm not a professional sommelier. If you had a naturally made white semi-sweet wine without addition of sugar, it's not gonna be sweet from beginning till the end. It's gonna have a little bit of So, even if it's a semi-sweet wine, but it's naturally made without addition of sugar, it's not gonna be sweet from beginning to the end. You're gonna still feel a little bit of bitterness in the wine. Let's say a little bit, but you're gonna feel it. Nice. The name. Let's try something different for us, for Georgians. Let's try rosé, the rose-colored wine. This is something a little bit different. So this one is actually French wine, let's say so. Because in Georgia we don't originally have rose-colored wines. But we took an inspiration, so we took an idea and made our bottle. Something we usually do in the whole world. So let's do this. Now we're gonna drink. So this one is semi-sweet rosé. So traditional French rosés, they're always dry. But the difference between the French rosé and the Georgian one is that we make our rosé semi-sweet. So we make sweeter version of original rosé. You can see so. This one is usually called Barbie wine.
Barbie wine.
Yeah, that's what it's usually called. Yeah. If you're gonna be on a festival where they have all of the people have their own wines, and you're going from stand to stand to try people's wines. If you don't like the wine for somebody, instead of saying the wine is bad or wine is awful or something, you can say wine is really interesting. Really interesting wine. Yeah, that's what people say. So yeah, for us as well, when we're competing on the festivals, we come to stand by stand and try the wines. And like, the main thing is to make a smart face. You have to make a face that you know everything about the wine. Smart face. Really interesting wine. Put on the glass. That's it. The biggest producer of the wine is Italy. Italy is like the biggest producer of the wine. Nobody's gonna compete with Italy.
Not the oldest. The oldest.
No, the oldest is considered right now. It's considered Georgian, but nobody knows what they're gonna find later on. Right? History always changes. Right? For example, before they found the leftovers a few years ago in Georgia, Iran, you know, the country.
Yes.
They were the oldest producer of the wine because they had 7,000 years behind their back. But now we have 8,000. So everything always changes. So right now it's Georgian, but no one knows we're gonna try later on as well. The biggest producer is Italy. Second biggest producer is France. Third biggest producer is Spain. So it depends, goes on. So if you mean like which is the best wine producer country, you cannot say so. Somebody loves the wines. For example, they always love to make dry wines in French culture. If you love dry wine, I guarantee you're gonna love the French wines. If you love semi-sweet wines, then Italian wines or Georgian wines, for example. If you want like a really dry red wine, Spanish wines. The region of Georgian, for example, they make wonderful wines. So it depends on which one do you consider to be the best one. Yeah. By the way, do you know, if you know about the Georgian culture, which is the best Georgian wine? No? No idea? It's the one that you like. Dry reds. Okay? So for example, the first one that we're gonna try, this one is again the lightest, the softest red dry wine that you can try.
It's like
The white says wine that you tried, the third one, was like the lightest one. This one's a little bit more heavy. And the heaviest wines are dessert wines. Dessert wines. If you know about port wine, ice wine, something like that. They're usually the heaviest. They contain 16, 17, 18% alcohol.
Okay.
More, if something contains more than 18% alcohol, it's not considered as a wine anymore. It's considered as a liquor.
Liquor, yeah.
More than that. 20% alcohol is already a liquor, not a wine anymore. If you're gonna go up to 40, then it's only a cognac or something. More than 40, oh, it depends. Vodka, chacha, drapa. Not only that. Mostly it's equivalent to the sweetness of the grapes. Sweeter grapes are, more alcohol you can make.
okay.
Yes. So for example, how do we make alcohol from the sugar, right? So basically when you harvest the grapes, the juice of the grapes, they contain fructose. So natural level of sweetness. You can measure level of sweetness. Usual grapes, they can go from 21% of the sugarness levels to 22. But in Georgia, because we have a really dry climate around this area, small amount of the rains, not so completely no rain sometimes, small amount of snow as well, like really hot, it's really hot in the summer. So grapes, they get like 28, 29, 30% of the sugarness level. So it depends on it. The skins, they contain living bacteria on them. It's called yeast.
Oh, yeah.
So what is happens when you're pouring the juice with the leftovers, there's level of the sugarness, so level of the fructose, level of the alcohol. The yeast is gonna eat the sugar and it's gonna make alcohol from it. So level of sugar will be going down, alcohol is raising. If you're gonna complete the process, you're gonna make the most amount of the alcohol possible. So like 15-16% during that area, and 0% of sugar. But if you want to make the semi-sweet wine, for example, you have to stop the process when percentage of the sugar is on 5, 6, or 7% around the area. You're gonna stop the process and you're gonna make a semi-sweet wine. How do you stop the process? Basically, you're gonna make semi-sweet wine in a stainless steel jar, so in a steel. And when you get like 5% of the sugarness levels, you're gonna freeze down the walls to -3, -5 degrees. And in that case, you're gonna make bacteria sleep. Make yeast sleep. In that case, you're gonna stop the fermentation process and you're gonna make a semi-sweet wine. If you want to make dry wine, just complete the process. That's it. It only takes a month and a half, sometimes like 33 days to make the wine. But then you have to age it for a specific taste, for a specific smell, flavor, or something. But you can make wine in 45 days. Yeah, that's it. But it's not gonna be the best wine. It's gonna be an awful wine. Yeah, to be honest, it's gonna be an awful wine. But let's try the next one. This one is also really dry wine. But this one was, again, made in a Qvevri, made in a clay pot. So let's try this one as well. Yeah. The other ones are like 11, 12, this one's 13, and that's it. This one is written 14, but this one was actually bottled in 2021. So the level of the alcohol goes a little bit up, maybe like 0.3, 0.4, so it's almost 14.5 around there. Yes. With some red meat.
Okay.
So with any red meat, so with steak or something like that. Do you know about shashlik? That's like a meat on the steak. we always, when we're having a barbecue, the Georgian barbecue, so the meat on the steaks or the shashlik, we always love to drink this one. This is like our favorite one from the red ones. So this is the best one. Why is it considered to be the best one with the red meat? Because this one contains high amount of tannins. Tannin is, by the way, the thing that you feel the bitterness in your mouth. That's what a tannin is. It's actually made from the steams and the seeds. So they contain low amount of tannins, and tannins they kill fat. So for example, if you're eating some type of the meat with a lower amount of fat, the tannins gonna kill fat, and the meat itself is gonna taste better. That's why. You're not gonna get skinnier, so you're not gonna lose any weight, but it does taste better. That's it. So in that case, let's try the next one as well. Let's try King's Marauli. King's Marauli is actually like the most known Georgian wine. This one we make the most as well. For example, if you want to compare, right? The usual bottles in a year, for example, to each year goes 0 something. In a year, how Georgia makes around 1 million, 1.5 million bottles, and that's it for one sort of wine. This one makes 30 million, so this is like a huge amount of the wine that we can produce. King's Marauli, name of the wine. Why we produce this the most? Because this one first of all tastes amazing, and this one is semi-sweet. And because we export our wines mainly to Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Poland, Kazakhstan, so to the post-Soviet countries. They actually love semi-sweet wines. So let's try this one as well. King's Marauli. A little bit hard to pronounce. Let's try actually the second rarest semi-sweet wine. This one is considered to be like one of the best red semi-sweet in Georgia. Actually the best, objectively. So as I told you, there is no objectively like best wine, but this one by voting and we had something like that. If you're gonna ask anybody in the street which is like the best Georgia semi-sweet wine, they're gonna tell you this one. The name is Qvevri. Very hard to pronounce. This is, so Qvevri is our company, so these labels you can see right there, the fancy ones. This is our factory made wines. My uncle's company. These ones with not so fancy etiquettes, those ones are our homemade wines.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they don't have like fancy labels, and sometimes they don't even have a label. Those ones are our factory-made wines. Those ones, they go on export. Sometimes we sell them in the Georgian stores, in the Russian market, and so on and so forth. The other ones, we just have them right here, not for selling, not for export. Those ones, we don't export, so you cannot physically taste the one quality, for example. No. Those ones are not even available in the Georgian markets because we don't sell them in the Georgian markets. We just have them right here. Before we opened as a winery itself, we just had our own wines, so for our family right here. But then when we opened, we thought it's a really good idea to give people homemade wines because they love homemade wines. You and me as well. So that's why we just have them right here. Make a sparkling wine because I explained how to make the wine, but how we're gonna make a sparkling wine is really different, right? So the most expensive way to make champagne is to make sparkling wine. So the best sparkling wine is the way of champagne. So champagne is not only the name of the wine, it's the name of the way you're making the wine as well. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna warm up until the wine's gonna boil. You're gonna boil it in the stainless steel jar. Then the boiling wine, you're gonna pour it inside the bottle, and you're gonna close the bottle. And as the wine, it gets inside of the bottle. That's the most expensive. Then you have to open it time to time for gas to not blow out the bottle, and you have to turn it in the right. So that's a really long way. That's the best way to make sparkling wine. This one is a little bit easier to make. So this one is a little bit cheaper as well in cost as well. This one is a Prosecco way. Prosecco is an Italian way to make a sparkling wine. So you just start the process in a stainless steel jar. You end the process right there as well. So you don't need to pour it in the bottle from the beginning. Yes. So let's try this one. Again, because of our neighbors, because they were always requesting for us semi-sweet.
But probably because of the persons choose the semi one, or because of the effort of the process?
And because people choose the
Because
same
you
sweet wines.
Okay.
Because when we were like a part of the Russia few decades ago, when we were part of the Russia, and so Soviet Union, part of the Soviet Union, people were always requesting from us same sweet wines. Such as this one was the most requested one, this one as well, Rishi as well, and so on and so forth. So because we were requesting more and more same sweet wines, we wouldn't be able to make more and more same sweet wines. So the wine price went up. And that's the first thing. Second of all, the salted grapes are really rare, for example in this one. And the price always depends if the salted grapes are rare or if it was aged for a long time. That's it. There's no other factor to describe to actually make the price of wine. So, my friends, that's it. Unfortunately, our tasting is over. Thank you for listening. It's been my pleasure.
ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து லைப்ரரி அந்த காலத்தில் எப்படி இந்த வைன்லாம் பண்ணுறாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு எல்லாம் பண்ணி வச்சுருக்காங்க. ஸோ குட் அதை தெரியும் பெயிண்டிங் மேலே போன நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு சாப்பாடு ஆர்டர் பண்ணி சாப்பிட வேண்டியதான். இப்போ சாப்பிட்டு கொடுத்துருக்கேன். ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதெல்லாம் வந்து எப்படி ப்ரூவை பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி வைன் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஃபெர்மெண்ட் டைம் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்ட்டு ஜஸ்ட் கெப்ட் அன் எக்ஸாம்பிள். ஃபெர்மெண்டேஷன் ஒரு பண்ணுறாங்க. பார்த்தீங்களா இன்னும் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் வாங்கி டேஸ்ட் பண்ண கொடுப்பாங்க. பட் எப்படின்னு தெரியும். வாயிலாம் எப்படி வச்சுருப்பாங்க பேக்கில்.
These are clay pots. They are buried like this underground. Since it's for the show, it is like this, but it should be on the ground level. And the cellar should be partially or completely underground. That's a very, very important thing. And also, we can see oak barrels, stainless steel jar, and a clay pot. All sweet techniques we use in Georgia, but production is different. Okay, 90% of the wines are from stainless steel. We don't have total control over the process. We can make exactly. Oak barrels, they actually change wine on their own. You don't need to use leftovers from the grapes. But capacity is actually limited, and they have expiry date also. Once you make it, 3 years it can be used. After that, it's no longer usable for wines. And also, it is like 3% of the Georgian wine production. 7% is clay pots. Clay pots don't change wine. The clay material doesn't change wine, but the leftovers of the grapes, they change wine. So because of that, the very important thing about clay is that you make wines based on leftovers. Okay? So it's completely based on the grape flavor.
Okay.
In oak, it's based on oak. In stainless steel, it's more easy. Yes.
ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் ஃபைனலி வந்து கக்கெட்டியில் வந்து வைன் டெஸ்டிங்லாம் முடிச்சிட்டோம். ஸோ குட். அண்ட் இப்போ நம்ம எங்கே போகிறோம் அப்படின்னா we all are going to the சிக்னாகி. நான் எங்கே ஹோட்டல் புக் பண்ணியிருக்கணும். we are going there. நம்ம போயிட்டு தென் ஐ வில் அப்டேட் வீடியோ. பட் இந்த ரூட்டு கொஞ்சம் லைட்டாக டார்க் ஆயிடுச்சு. எப்பவுமே தெரில என்னோடய ஸ்பாட் லொக்கேஷன் கரெக்டாக வந்து ரீச் ஆகும்போது நைட்டில் தான் ரீச் ஆகிறேன். கஷ்டமாக இருக்குது ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பிளேசஸ். பட் வில் சி வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் திஸ் டைம். ஒரு ஆல்மோஸ்ட் நான் சொல்லி சேர்ந்துருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பட் எங்களுக்கு 55 மினிட்ஸ்னு காமிக்குது. ஸோ வில் சி வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் நெக்ஸ்ட். See you guys on the way. நான் உங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே அப்டேட் பண்ணுறேன். ஏதாச்சும் இருந்துச்சுன்னா I just give an update. See you. Bye bye. குட் மார்னிங். அதில் இன்ஸ்டேன் போய் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் ரூம் எப்படி இருக்குதுன்னு. செம்ம வியூ. தெரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? இதான் வியூ ஆஃப் மை ரூம். இது வந்து கக்கேட்டிலேருந்து வர வழியில் சிக்னாகின்னு ஒரு இடம். ஸோ இது ஒரு சிட்டி, சும்மா சின்ன ஒரு சிட்டி வில்லேஜ் மாதிரி. ஸோ இந்த இடத்துல நான் உங்களுக்கு விசிட் பண்ணி காமிக்கிறேன் எப்படி இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்ட்டு. அண்ட் இட்ஸ் ஸோ வண்டர்ஃபுல் டைம். அண்ட் நேற்று நைட்டு வரும்போது லேட் ஆகிடுச்சு. ஃபுல் செம்ம ஒரு மாதிரி ட்ரைவு. என் வண்டி பார்த்திங்கன்னா ஃபுல்லாகவே கலீஜ் ஆகி, லைக் தெரியும் வண்டி அங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் எவ்வளோ டர்ட் ஆகிடுச்சுன்னா அவ்வளோ டர்ட் ஆகிடுச்சு. ஃபுல்லாக மழை இடத்துல வந்து ரோடுங்க ரெடி பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. ஃபுல் சேர் தெரியுதுங்களா, என் காரு ஃபுல்லாகவே டர்ட்டி ஆகிடுச்சு. வண்டி வந்து இப்போது வாஷ் கொடுக்கணும். ஸோ இட்ஸ் லைக் தட். பார்த்தீங்களா, கக்கேட்டி வந்தீங்கன்னா யூ ஹாவ் டு மஸ்ட் விசிட் திஸ் பிளேஸ் கால் சிக்னாகி. நான் இந்த சிட்டி எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணும்போது அவங்களுக்கு வீடியோ போடுறேன். ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் சி அண்ட் என்ஜாய். See you soon over Signaghi city.